You need yellow, bird, cherry. Where's pie? Oh yeah, it's not in here, is it? Where's pie? Oh my gosh, I need that. Hey guys, where would that be?
It's a game. It's learning.
Oh, great. I need. Where's nouns?
Yeah.
You have pie? I'm gonna use that. You took my pie.
Do you have anything to trade me for?
No, I don't.
Well, I need a food.
Reservation. No. Observer.
I need ED.
A yellow bird observer. A I need two. And a cherry. I need as. Anyone see as?
I needed the.
A liar took pizza.
Yeah, it's probably
Because. To what?
Okay.
Okay, so what I want to do is to show you how we can use the sentence zone game, not just as a game, but also for teaching kids how to write better sentences by doing what I call an expanded sentence lesson. And so what you are going to be doing is starting with a basic subject-verb sentence, and I have one up here. A frog hops. It's a perfectly good sentence. It has a subject and a verb. In fact, I'll point them out here. Of course, our subject is blue and our verb is red. We have changed the word hop to hops, so we've added a suffix to it. And so the assignment then is once you make a base sentence that's very simple, subject-verb sentence, your child or your student needs to make a comparable sentence. And so, of course, we always start our sentences out with capital letters. And don't tell me I can't move this. I should be able to. Here we go. Oh, good. Thank goodness. So I need to start my sentence off with a capital letter. And I'm going to have A. And it needs to be a comparable sentence. And so I have an animal here, a frog. And so my subject, I need to choose a subject. Would I choose popcorn, chair, tree, or horse? Well, if I have a frog here, then I need to pick something that's alive here. So I'm going to have a horse. And then I'm going to think what kind of, what is he doing? He's hops. So I guess I didn't even put a second alternative there. We're going to have a horse jump. And we're going to turn jump to jumps. A horse jumps. And let me see if I can get that size better. There we go. Okay, and so now we have comparable sentences. And what we want to do now is to make the sentence more interesting. So the way to do that is by adding those funny words called adjectives. That's one of the ways. And so I'm going to go ahead and move things around just a little bit to create just a little bit more space and add in an adjective. And I think I'm going to have a giant frog hops. So now what I want to be looking at, and again we're going to be getting in some, I'm moving my articles down here for the time being. Give myself a little bit, okay, a giant frog hops. So now what I want it to do is, we've done some lessons before, it's been a little while, and so I'm sure we'll do them again. But we have done some lessons on categories. So what type of adjective, that's one category, just overall adjective. But we have some subcategories of adjectives. This particular adjective, giant, is referring to size versus some of the others here that we would have that are dealing with colors or with type of behavior as silly. And so when I'm thinking of how to describe the horse, I need to come up with something comparable so that it is parallel. So we have a giant frog hop. So now what we need to do is to move, and I'm going to move silly out of the way, a big, because big is going to be a size, a big horse jumps. And now I can actually talk a little bit more about visualizing. I can actually visualize that frog is going to be a really big frog because he's a giant frog. And the horse is a really big horse. But, when we practice visualizing, we want to be visualizing more than just the size. We want to think about other types of things, other attributes. And so let's go ahead and put in a color. So we're going to add a color word, and I'm going to try to move these as fast as I can. So we have the giant green frog hops. And so since I've put a color word there, obviously I need to put a color word to describe my horse. A big brown horse jumps. So now if I want to build language as well as further picture the frog as well as the horse, I might say, well, gee, where is the frog hopping? And so I might use the funny word called a preposition and bring it up here. A giant green frog hops over, and now what he has to hop over something. So he hops over and we can either use chair or popcorn or tree. Well, I think it would be hard for a frog to jump over a tree, but we could have him jump over a chair because he's a giant frog, so he could do that. And so the same token with the horse, we have to do the same type of thing. Add the funny word called a preposition, and we're going to have a big brown horse jumps around the tree. And, whoops, move that up just a hair. And move my punctuation over. So you can see we started with a very base sentence, a frog hops. And now we have a giant green frog hops over the chair. And the parallel sentence that your kids made would be a big brown horse jumps around the tree. And so this is a way to expand your sentences. It's an easy way for kids to learn how to do that. And so what I want you to think about is when they are writing, and this doesn't have, they're writing a summary paragraph. You don't have to have an expanded sentence for every sentence in the paragraph because that would just be overwhelming and would not be good reading or good writing. But to take at least one of the sentences that they have put down and expand on it. And if you use the sentence zone game in this fashion, you can just refer back to, hey, remember when we were doing the expanded sentences when we played the sentence zone? That's what I want you to do with one of your sentences. Let's look and see what you've written. And from what you've written, we'll pick out one of those sentences and expand on it. Just go to BonnieTerryLearning.com and click under English or Writing, and you'll find the Sentence Zone. Order your copy today.